I think it's pretty safe to say that cocktail fans have a complicated relationship with tiki and tropical drinks. Not only do they have the reputation for being off balance and overly sweet, many of them have just an insane number of ingredients, making them hard, sometimes even impossible, to source, and they are impractical. Luckily for us, there are quite a few streamlined recipes out there for tropical drinks which are easier to make. So the very first cocktail we're doing is a streamlined version of the Zombie, which was created by Jeff Beachbum Berry back in 2007. He basically distilled the essence of the Zombie cocktail into just a few simple ingredients, cutting out the fat and really getting to the heart of the drink. I have heard many people tell me that it's their favorite Zombie recipe, and I actually haven't had it yet. So first thing we're gonna do is grab the small tin of this really sexy, brand new Barfly tin. I love this. 1 ounce of grapefruit juice, 2/3 lime juice, and the way to do that in a graduated jigger is using the bottom base and then making sure that you fill it all the way up so that it bubbles over a little bit, and that is exactly 1/3. 1/2 ounce of our lazy cinnamon syrup, 1/2 ounce of Don Q 151 rum, 1 ounce of Jamaican rum. Now we're just gonna take a skosh of Pebble here. You can feel free to whip shake it until all the ice is pretty much gone. Then we're gonna drop our cocktail right into our glass like so, and finish with Pebble. And for our garnish, we're just gonna take a mint sprig here, give it the old slappy Pooh, crushy pants it. We're gonna place that in here like so, and then, little trick here, we're gonna take a little absinthe. We're going to spray it over the mint leaves. So it's gonna accentuate and cool the minty freshness coming off the leaves. Yeah, it's got everything you want. It's very well balanced. It's a little bit hot from the 151. You get all of those nice Jamaican rum notes. The combination of cinnamon syrup and grapefruit juice is amazing. So there it is, Jeff Berry's Streamlined Zombie. The Dr. Funk was purportedly created in the 1950s by Don the Beachcomber for his namesake restaurant in Palm Springs. And it was named after a real doctor, Dr. Bernard Funk, who was the physician of Robert Louis Stevenson while he was living in Samoa. I'm not exactly sure where this pared down recipe comes from. I got it from the Cocktail Virgin blog, which is written by a Boston bartender named Frederick Yarm. And it should just be noted that many of the recipes for this drink call for black, pot still, or blackstrap rum, but this variation calls for rum agricole, which I think is gonna be a really great twist on the drink. 1/2 ounce of lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of grenadine, 1/4 ounce of absinthe, 1.5 ounces of our rum agricole. Skosh of ice to the tin, whip shake. And because we're gonna be using proper technique here, we're gonna take a little bit of our soda water and we're just gonna introduce it to the bottom of the glass like so. Then we're gonna drop our cocktail in there and then we're gonna fill with Pebble. This is incredibly strange flavor. I'm not really sure how much I like it with the rum agricole, because the rum agricole, you get those grassy notes which I really like. Kind of bready and grassy. You get some like lemongrass flavor to it. That pairs really strangely with the absinthe. And then the grenadine just also kind of plays into that. I'm just wondering if like the original versions with blackstrap rum, I can't even imagine what that would taste like, but it's just like a very oddly flavored drink. And it's not necessarily bad, but it's definitely not my thing. I just don't think that those flavor profiles work that well. So now I want to go and find a version of this drink that keeps the same idea of the original cocktail together, but improves on this because it definitely needs improvement. So there it is. For what it's worth, the Dr. Funk. The Eastern Sour was created by Trader Vic in the 1950s. This is one of those rare tiki cocktails that has bourbon as its main spirit. The other thing about it is that it has 2.5 ounces of orange juice. Orange juice is always kind of a problematic ingredient. It does have lemon juice, and then it also has simple syrup and some horchata to kind of balance all that out, give you enough acid. I've never tried this before, so let's see how it goes. 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. And then we're gonna take some freshly squeezed orange juice and do 2.5 ounces, which is actually all the way to the top of one of these graduated jiggers. And then we're gonna do 1/4 ounce of simple, 1/4 ounce of orgeat, 2 ounces of bourbon, Scotia Pebble, just an ungated pour into a rocks glass, like so. And then we fill with Pebble. Now the original recipe does call for spent lemon and orange husks in the cocktail. I don't see how you could possibly fit that in here, so I'm just gonna do some like slices here, just like a lemon and orange slice. It's already very full. Let's see how this goes. It's very orangey, super juicy, but with something like 3¼ ounces of juice in here, I can see how that goes. I'm not really reading much of the orgeat in here, although it is balancing out that lemon juice. The lemon juice is not tart enough. It's all very underwhelming. I kind of want that bite on the back of my palate from the citrus, which I'm not getting at all. And then I taste the bourbon. So it's like a not very nuanced flavored cocktail. It definitely has potential. Not my favorite. There it is, the Eastern Sour. The El Diablo cocktail was popularized by Trader Vic, first appearing on a cocktail menu in one of his restaurants in 1947 as a Mexican El Diablo. Jeff Berry thinks that this was a tequila riff on a rum cocktail created in the early 1940s called simply a Diablo. First thing we're gonna do is 3/4 ounce of lime juice, 3/4 ounce of creme de cassis, which is black currant liqueur, and 1.5 ounces of tequila blanco. I'm gonna grab a Scotia Pebble. You guys know the drill. Take a little ginger ale here. We're just gonna put about 1.5 ounces or so into the bottom of the glass and then pour our cocktail in. Finish with Pebble. Lime zest. Not the most complex of flavor profiles, but you know what? It's really, really good. The creme de cassis is both sweet, has like a savory quality to it. And so you get that nice balance in the lime, but then also you get that nice sharp acidic bite in the back of your palate, which is what I'm always looking for. And you might think that those flavor profiles are big enough to kind of run over the tequila. You do get a lot of those tequila blanco notes, a little bit of minerality. You get some of those roasted agave flavors. It's very nice. So there it is, guys, the El Diablo. All right, guys, there it is. 4 tiki cocktails. Some of them first time shake, and you know, also ones that I'm not 100% convinced that I love. It actually sparked an entire conversation between me and Marius, which I'm not gonna let you in on because I don't think he'd be very appreciative, but he was not happy with me at the end of it. If you like this channel, hit like and hit subscribe. It's been a while since I said that, but I kind of feel like I need to poke you guys to do that, and I'll see you guys on another time. Today's pro tip has to do with the refrigeration of your spirits. The general rule is that anything with a wine base, such as vermouths or like vermouth amaro blends or wine aperitif liqueurs, should go in the fridge because they oxidize. But what I found recently is that also some fruit liqueurs, such as creme de cassis or creme de mure, should be kept in the fridge as well because they will also oxidize. So while it doesn't lose its flavor, it does become a murky brown color once it's oxidized, and you can still drink it. It's 100% safe to drink. It's just not as good looking in cocktails than the nice, vibrant red that you will get in creme de cassis or creme de mure. So you can help to extend the shelf life of its appearance by putting it in the refrigerator.